Good afternoon, Becky. Thank you very much for joining me today for afternoon tea. And my first question to you is, what was your childhood like?
I had a really good childhood. My parents did split up when I was 8, and then mum and stepdad moved in together. But to be honest, it didn't affect me that much because I still saw my dad, and I kind of gained an extra parent and everything. So, yeah, I can only really remember good things from my childhood.
Okay. And did you have any siblings, or were you the only one?
Yeah, I've got 2 sisters. So I've got one that's 2 years older than me, and then one that's 10 years younger.
Okay. And did you enjoy school, or were you glad when you were able to leave school?
Yeah, I was a bit of a swot. I did love school. Yeah, I was one of these that would kind of always get all the work done quickly and sort of do extra work and all the rest of it. So yeah, I did enjoy school.
Yeah. And what was your favourite subject at school?
It was maths.
I
know a lot of people hate maths, but yeah, I loved it. I think because it's kind of right or wrong, rather than, like say, no, the answers are right or wrong. And it was one of my best subjects. That was, it's my favourite, and I was really good at it.
Good. And were there any problems at school that you had?
No, I mean, I did develop ME while I was at school. So obviously that, I couldn't do PE, which was quite good because I've always hated PE. But yeah, that was the only really problem at school, was the fact that, I wasn't well.
And then did you go on to further education?
I did, yes. So left school and actually had my daughter slap bang in the middle of my GCSEs. But I was still determined that I'd follow the path that I'd sort of chosen. So yeah, went on to college, went on to university.
Okay. So how did you manage to achieve that goal, to become a teacher and being a single mom? Because I've been really difficult.
It was very hard, and especially because I didn't have perfect health. Although at that time my health was going through a good phase. Had a lot of support from my parents. Had an amazing childminder. So she'd come and pick my daughter up. If I had to be in early, she'd come and pick her up, and she'd give her feed her and that. So yeah, I had support, but also obviously, yeah, it was hard, but I've kind of, it's shown my daughter that, sometimes the odds might be against you, but you can still do these things and achieve your goals.
So sadly you had to quit your dream of becoming or being a teacher due to your bad health. How did that make you feel?
Again, it was hard, but it was, I always thought it'd just be a temporary thing. So mine and my daughter's health, my health got bad first. So I stopped teaching and started working in a preschool. So it was just mornings, and I didn't have to do all the extra stuff, all your planning, that I didn't have to do any of that. I just sort of turned up, helped set up, did the 3-hour session with the kids, packed up and went home. And then when my daughter got ill and my health got worse, I had to give that up. And I think because my daughter wasn't well, I had the focus of looking after her and getting her everything that she needed. So it wasn't as bad because I was, looking after her. I mean, it was sad, but like I say, it was always meant to be a temporary thing. And then it kind of slowly dawned on me that it was permanent, rather than suddenly hitting me.
Mm. And then in 2020, you started Forever Living Products.
Yeah.
How did that compare to your teacher?
Oh, completely different. But you've got that work-life balance. You know, I can do it when I want. Obviously teaching, I mean, you're in the classroom, that's only half the job. The bit in the classroom with the children, yeah, you've got to plan, prepare, assess, and, you know, all that sort of stuff, which hours are so long and it's very stressful, and you've got someone permanently telling you what you need to do. Whereas, you know, if I want someone to sort of suggest what I need to do, that's fine. That's there. That is just a suggestion. I can do what I want, really, you know, fit it round anything else that I want to fit it round. So it's, you know, you have to put the effort in, obviously, but at least I can do it as and when it suits.
Mm-hmm. And has the pandemic affected your business, or has it strengthened your business?
I mean, that's a hard one because I haven't been able to go out and do events like tabletops and stuff like I would like to. So obviously that's it's affected that way. But then after I started to have, you know, partway through the pandemic, it wasn't like it suddenly changed for me.
Mm.
So I was able to, and because people had obviously been doing the business through the pandemic for a few months by then, people had played around with online things. So it was kind of there for me to copy, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think people have been more aware of the health. So I was speaking with a healthcare company selling health products. In that way, the pandemic has actually helped because it's made people more aware. But at the same time, it's harder to get products in front of people for them to try.
Mm.
So it's pros and cons, but I am looking forward to, yeah, being able to do more sort of face-to-face things, events, pop-up shops, all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And is there anything looking back over your life now that you would change?
I don't think there is. I mean, I've made mistakes in my life, like anybody. But I feel that I've learned from things.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's been times where life hasn't been perfect, but I think sometimes good comes from that. So there was a point in my life about 5 years ago, I was really, really not well, and it did affect a certain amount of my relationship with my daughter at the time. But then, you know, got through that with a lot of help, and then my daughters were closer than ever. So it's, and the mistakes I made as she was growing up, because being 16 when I had her, you know, I had to do a lot of growing up. But the things that I remember that I maybe could have done differently, my daughter doesn't remember. So it kind of, you know, it doesn't really matter because, you know, nobody's perfect. And I think it's how you deal with and learn from things that, you know, that's what matters. And that's what, again, I like to show my daughter that, you know, things are going to go wrong in your life. But you know what? Get up, brush yourself down. If you've done something you shouldn't have done, you know, as long as you deal with it fine, then it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how can anyone on the broadcast or listening to the recording help you?
I mean, my business is kind of, there's two parts to it. So there's the products. So if anybody obviously wanted to try any of the products or find out more, or if they know of anywhere reasonably local to say, oh, I could do a pop-up shop, or there's an event that's going on that I can have a stall at, that'd be brilliant. Equally, I'm now starting to build a team to help other people to do what I do. So if you know anybody who either wants more money, wants a change in direction in life, better work-life balance. Maybe they're a stay-at-home parent that wants to re-find a bit of identity for themselves. You know, they may not be interested in what I've got to offer, but if they don't know about it, they definitely won't be. So I send them my way. There won't be any pressure. I'll show them what it is, and then it's obviously up to them. Maybe they want to earn 200, 2,000, 20,000 a month. I've got an amazing mentor who will help me to help them to achieve whatever it is they want.
And if people need help, how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, so I'm on Facebook. I was Becky Street. I've got a Facebook group, which is International Health and Wealth. My email address is admin@beckystreet.com, or my phone number is 0794 1680 357. So any of those ways of contacting me.
Okay. Is there anybody that would like to ask Becky any questions? Any questions cropped up? No? Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me for afternoon tea today.
Well, thank you for having me and for the opportunity.